Wow, listener.
Another day, another dollar. I'm saving just to be broke. They said college was serious, but my degree feel like a joke. 4 years or less, I'm saying I got it done. No plan, just to end up at my mom's after I told her I wasn't staying. Well, here we are. No question, I'm a star. Just got some light years to travel, but it's just so far. But I'ma make it though. Make sure you get your focus right. You coming too? It's about to be one hell of a ride. Yeah, this adults and stuff is crazy. They ain't warn us about this. I'm supposed to live my best life on an unpaid internship. I'm supposed to find my husband. Everybody running game. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. Went from worrying about on flow to running from Uncle Sam. Now I understand why student accounts never gave a damn. Saving accounts be slipping, trying to work out, but I'm tripping. I forgot health insurance. Oh, I'm my mom's until I'm 26, so I gotta pay these student loans. That's adulting. With the score doing the most. That's adulting. Moving out of mom's house. That's adulting. But it's all gonna work out. That's adulting. I need a legal side hustle. That's adulting. Cause these bills got me in trouble. That's adulting. Journey's course is never planned. That's adulting. Just leave it in God's hands. Cause that's adulting.
Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the School of Life podcast. Y'all know how I feel. I'm excited to be back bringing you another episode. I missed you last week, and honestly, can I be real? It's because life was lifing. Y'all, trying to manage life, manage myself, manage the podcast, manage work, like just all the things I cannot do. And honestly, sometimes balls get dropped. And unfortunately, my podcast ball is one of the balls that got dropped last week. So send help, okay? Your girl has girl balls way too hard, and I am in need of some serious help to keep this train running. But you know what? I told myself, Jay, you set out at the beginning of the year to be intentional. And honestly, I set out last year to be more intentional about showing up for myself. And my podcast is one of the ways that I'm doing that. And so I am committed. I am making the sacrifice. It is an evening after work, and I am at the studio bringing you this here episode. And I will continue to show up because I am willing to do anything legal, of course, to achieve my goals. I've learned throughout this process of podcasting and sometimes being a one woman show that there is no guide for what I'm doing. I am the blueprint, so I cannot quit. Quitting is not an option for me. And so if that means showing up in a different way every week, then so be it. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. If you have your mind set on something, there's a goal you want to achieve, have that mindset. Like, you are the blueprint, honey. Didn't Beyonce tell us we're the visuals? I'm telling you, you're the blueprint. Because when there is no one out there that is doing it like you or that has done it like you intend to do, it can be really challenging. And I think that's the season I am in. But all of that to say, we're here. Welcome back to another episode. So today we are going to have a great conversation about transforming any job into your dream job. Now, a few weeks ago, we talked about the keys to creating a six-figure career and networking and all the things, cultivating your undeniable skills. And I was like, you know what? That's great. By the way, that is probably the most listened to episode across YouTube so far, which is so crazy. But anyways, I wanted to take it a step further because I share a ton of career advice, both in my personal life, on social media, just day to day. And I say, you know what, Jay? Let's encourage the people to make any job their dream job because I feel that I have gotten to that point. Not I feel, I know. I know that I have gotten to that point in my life where no matter what room I am in, it is the dream room for me. And that is because of the mindset that I have going into those rooms. So we're going to dive into what that mindset looks like, how to take advantage of every opportunity that a job presents, even if you hate the job. And I want to share some personal stories about what I have done to just really get to this point to maximize my career and to personally grow my network. So, y'all already know the drill. Grab your note taking tools because School of Life is now in session. So let's start here. I believe there is a such thing as a perfect job. You just have to create it. And I know before y'all come at me telling me I don't understand what you're dealing with at your jobs, blah, 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 blah. I do. I've dealt with it all, but I have been intentional in making the opportunity work for me. And there are three things I have specifically done over the last 10 years to get to this point. So let's dive into them. The first one, I have had a mindset shift. It is so important to change your perception about your job. Let's be honest, y'all. We are at these jobs too long. I don't even know the hours in the week, in the month, too long. I'm not doing the math. We're at these jobs way too long to not have an ounce of a positive outlook. And so the first thing I want to challenge you to do is change your mindset about what this job means. It is a paycheck, obviously. It is a source of income. It is, I don't want to say a livelihood because, like, we're not living to work, but it is how you make your bread and butter, literally. And at the minimum, it's how you survive. At least for me, like, I am, of course, building my own wealth and all the things, but I need my job. Okay. And so my mindset had to change from, oh my God, I hate this job, XYZ, to I have to maximize this opportunity for me. When challenges arise, I see them as opportunities of growth. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that none of my jobs have ever pissed me off. Like, yeah, I quit once a month. Let's be real. I quit once a month. However, I have really reframed challenges to be something that I see as an opportunity to grow. Like I just said, like there's nothing that comes my way where I'm like, I am quitting on the spot today or I have just had enough and I'm not coming back. No, that's just not going to be me because there are bigger goals. There are bigger fish to fry as my great grandma used to say. And so the mindset has to be how can I make this challenge an opportunity for me? My mindset has turned from company focus to J focus. Granted, I work at XYZ, right? Like I am there to do their job, to drive their mission forward. But at the end of the day, what's in it for me? And that's my mindset. Like that is the true bottom line. Challenges, personalities, whatever comes up, my mindset is how can I maximize this for me? You have to become selfish. Of course, being respectful, don't be a douchebag, don't be an a-hole, all of that. But how can you make the job work for you? Personal story, personal example. In my current job, there were, some challenges with some people. And I did get to a point where I was just like fed up. I'm like, I am getting on Indeed, I'm getting on LinkedIn, I'm calling people in my network, I'm doing all of the things. But then I sat down and I said, Jay, how can you make this work for you? And so now my mindset going into every single day, going into every single meeting is what can I get out of this? Literally, what can I get out of this? Is it a connection? Is it a new piece of information? Is it a laugh? Like it could be as simple as a laugh. What can I get out of this moment that helps me stay in my neutral state of peace? Because let's be real, don't let these jobs stress you out. That's a whole nother episode and topic. Anyways, the first thing, mindset shift. Your challenge is to change your mindset about your job. The second thing, utilize your workplace benefits. This is probably, no, it's not the most important. Mindset is the most important. This is the second most important, obviously. Y'all, you have benefits at your job. Most of you, let me not say all of you, most full time employees have benefits at their jobs that go beyond your salary. So, between your health care, your retirement plans, some jobs offer tuition reimbursement. Some offer training opportunities that are both internal and external, professional development, mentor groups, employee resource groups. All of those things are benefits. Now, I know a ton of us are always like, girl, I'm here to get my paycheck and go home. And that is very true. You absolutely are there to get your paycheck and go home. But the way that you level up in your job for yourself, not to advance the company, remember, but for yourself, is to really take advantage of what those benefits are. everyone should be maxing out their retirement plans. Everyone should be getting the match. It's free money. If your job offers a 3% match for your 401k, you need to be putting in the 3% because that is free money. To me, that's a benefit because when I leave, I'm going to have that if I become vested. And we could do another episode. I'm going to make a note. We'll do another episode on um retirement plans and what it means to be vested in all the things, but take advantage of those benefits because they will help you in the long run. Tuition reimbursement, I have not used that in any of my jobs, but they are out there. Those opportunities exist. Take advantage of them. Go to school, give them people their little 2 years that they ask for afterwards, and get up out of there. Learn a new skill, grow your skills, do something new, get another degree. Like all that falls under tuition reimbursement, and you can do it pretty much for free. Now, I will say disclaimer, some of these jobs have gotten real what's the word? Not shady, stingy with their tuition reimbursement coins, and it's not hidden like it used to. Like when I worked at the state of Delaware, they had a really great tuition reimbursement program, but I do recognize that all jobs don't have that. Whatever the case though, if there is something that exists, take advantage of it. One of my favorites that falls into this bucket of utilizing your workplace benefits are the training opportunities. Almost every single job will have either internal and or external training opportunities, and this is where I highly, if you don't get the match for your retirement plan, if you don't sign up for the health insurance, which I'm sure everybody who's listening, y'all done signed up for your company health insurance. If you don't do none of that, you can just say, girl, I'm saving all my coins. I don't want to do all of that. You need to take advantage of the training opportunities when something comes up that you're interested in, even if it's just a slither of an interest, take advantage of it. You never know, one, who you will meet in those training classes, but also you never know where those skills will take you. People are always like, oh my gosh, you know so much, this person, you've grown your network, blah, blah, blah. That's because, baby, I'm taking advantage of everything. Y'all got training on keyboarding, I'm there. Training on street sweeping, I am there. Count me in. Okay, put my name on the roster because I will be there and present. Tying into that professional development. So, if there are conferences, webinars, in this age of Zoom, there are tons of webinars that people are hosting in the professional space. Take advantage. Like those are workplace benefits that you should absolutely be taking advantage of. And I have to admit, when you start doing that, that selfish kind of mentality that you should have, it makes being at the job so much better. Now, granted, it's not going to solve all of the problems, but it makes just existing in that space better because you're doing something for yourself. Remember, you have the company mission, and that's great. We're going to drive the mission, we're going to do our work, but what's in it for me? What's in it for Jay? I want to challenge everyone who's listening. Dig into your workplace benefits and take advantage of something you have not been taking advantage of. I have to be honest. One of mine was the training opportunities. I had been doing a little bit, but I hadn't been maximizing it. And so I am at a level in my career where I'm not going to just take advantage of it. I'm going to maximize the benefit. And so that's my personal challenge to myself. And so I challenge you to do the same thing. So we got mindset shift, utilizing your workplace benefits. The third one, which is probably my favorite one, capitalize on your access. I want to repeat that one because this one, I can do a whole show on this one. Capitalize on your access. Something that I have learned is that there's an unconventional benefit that comes with being a W 2 employee, and that is the access to people, the access to decision makers, the access to executive assistants who know the decision makers. Like, don't downplay how much people know, don't downplay who people know. I have grown to love the art of networking because I have met people who know people who have put me in rooms and in positions that have leveled me up. And I cannot, like, I have done amazing things, and that's great, but I'm nothing without the network that I have built um, throughout my professional career. And so, this unconventional benefit of access to people is probably the most important way to transform your job into that dream job experience. Like you want to be in the rooms and be at the tables and all the things. You want to make sure that you're meeting the right people. I'll tell a short story. In a job, not my recent job, although I've met amazing people, like y'all, amazing people. But in a job, um, I met a lady who was always kind of quiet, soft spoken. She was amazing. Like she was a great person. You could tell she loved being at work, like all the things. At the time, she was like a senior leader of one of the teams. Long story short, we actually met at a company training event. I forgot what the topic was. I think it was something around ESG and comms, whatever the case. Met this lady because we ended up sitting across from one another during an activity. And I had always seen her around and had heard her name. Long story short, she was connected to someone who would eventually interview me for another job. So that access to people, and that's just one of many examples. That access to people is so what is the word? Like it's underutilized. Like you never know who knows who. And I get it. Again, we're at our jobs to do our job. We're not trying to make friends. And I'm not saying go out there and make friends. You don't have to go and get tea with these people on the weekends. You don't have to do none of that. But when you're growing your professional network, start with the people that you have access to. I want to highlight the significance of being proactive in seeking that access. And so, obviously, there are company directories and there's a million ways you can find people to connect with at work, but be proactive. Like, are there cross departmental projects that you can work on? Are there leadership programs that you can sign up to be a part of to meet people who are more senior to you? Are there special assignments that you can take to say, hey, I want to raise my hand to be on this committee? I remember when I worked for the state of Delaware the first time, I ended up volunteering to work on the grant writing committee. And I forgot the formal name of it, but long story short, I was the youngest person on the committee. We got to travel to Philadelphia for like a 2-day conference and a workshop. And it was just really, really amazing to be in the room with people who were doing something so amazing. And that is where I learned the basics of grant writing. Now I have that skill. Now I have people I can call to say, hey, I'm out of a job. Y'all hiring over there? Are there grants that need to be written? Literally, because I raised my hand to get into the room, to have that access. So, again, unconventional benefit, access to people. Do not underestimate anyone who you sit in the room with or sit on a Zoom with because you never know who they may know. Okay. Last thing on this point, I want to share some of the benefits of taking the initiative kind of in this category, like taking on those challenges, showcasing your skills, raising your hand to do the hard thing. And not even sometimes the hard thing, but sometimes the easy thing. Like if there's ever a project where it's like, who wants to lead this meeting? Raising your hand to do that. There are so many benefits in doing so because then people see you. So obviously you're seeing people, but who's seeing you? Y'all, I cannot. Like, there's just not enough podcast time for me to just share the millions of ways I've connected with people all the way back to like middle school. There are programs I was in middle school and high school where I'm still connected to those people, to those decision makers. I remember when I was let go from a job back in 2019, a program leader that had been the leader of a program that I was in I think like 10th or 11th grade, I reached out to her because we had stayed connected and all the things. And I'm like, hey, are y'all looking for program coordinators? Are you looking for a program manager? That type of access is what I'm talking about. Now, granted, that was in high school, and that's a part of just like the broader networking. But the point is the access to the people at your current job can and will set you up for future success if utilized the right way. So do not underestimate the people, this unconventional benefit of access to people. All right, let's summarize. Let's summarize. We are going to make our jobs dream jobs for us. We're going to do that by being selfish. Yes, we're here to drive the mission forward, but furthermore, what's in it for me? What can I walk away with? How can I be a better person because I'm investing in me through this job? 3 ways you're going to do that. You're going to change your mindset. And you're going to change your perception of the job. Yes, it's a paycheck. Yes, it's a roof over your head. Yes, it's how you fund all of your vacations. That's amazing. But it is also a resource. And that is the mindset you have. This is a resource for me to do XYZ. Second thing, you are going to utilize all of your workplace benefits. I don't care if y'all have a dog walking park on Saturdays and it's free. Take your dog. Now, I'm not a dog person, so I just made that up. But whatever the benefit is, it could be the gym, it could be coffee on Tuesdays. Utilize every workplace benefit. Get in those training opportunities. Join the employee resource group. Make sure you're taking the 401k match if that is the retirement plan option. Utilize the benefits. I'm telling you, those will take you far. And then lastly, capitalize on your access to the people. Do not underestimate who people know because you never know, one, who you may need, and two, where you will land. And people at the end of the day are in both of those things. All right. Y'all got it. I am already going to say, I'm proud of you for doing the thing that you know you need to do. I don't know what every single person needs to do, but you know what you need to do. And I'm giving you an early, I'm proud of you. Before we get out of here, though, y'all know what time it is. We got homework. So this week for your homework, you have 2 options. I want you to either expand your network, and we can call this the Network Expansion Challenge. Identify at least 3 people at your job who you want to utilize that access to, capitalize on your access to them, 3 people. This could be colleagues, this could be industry professionals who you admire, this could be someone you met at a conference, someone you connected with on LinkedIn. I don't care who it is, but it needs to be someone within your professional space that you can connect with, and we're going to call that the Network Expansion Challenge. If 3 people is too much, just do 1. But I know you can do 3. The second piece of homework, I want you to look for at least 1 internal opportunity that challenges you. What are you not taking advantage of at work? Is it a special project? Is it a task force of some sort? Is it a committee? What does that look like? And then I want you to do the thing. Like if there is a task force for youth development programming, join that task force if that's something that you care about. And you know what? I also, in this piece of the homework, I really want to challenge you to not be afraid to do that thing. Like it sounds so easy to be like, yeah, find the task force, find the committee. And it's like, yeah, well, I found it, girl. And it looks like they having fun over there. But no, get in it. Get involved. Challenge yourself to not be afraid. If it's just you, like I know some people have work besties and you have your work friends, and that is amazing. They may not be on the type of time that you're on. And so don't let that hold you back because, again, you never know who people know, and you want people to see you doing the thing that you do best. And that is maximizing that job. Okay. All right, y'all. This was great. I feel like it went kind of fast, but I am hopeful that I've imparted some gems onto you in terms of how you can make your job a dream job. And maybe dream job is like way too lofty, but how you can maximize that doggone job because we got to work it for now. And while we're working it, we might as well make it work for us. All right, y'all. That wraps up another episode of the podcast. As always, I hope you learned something new or gained some sort of new life insight because that is why this podcast exists. Listen, we're all in this together. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep evolving. Talk to you soon. Enjoying the School of Life podcast? Be sure to catch us on YouTube at School of Life Podcast and follow us on Instagram at School of Life Podcast. Also, follow Miss Jaye at _MISSJAYE on Instagram and TikTok.
Gotta pay these student loans. That's adults with the score doing the most. That's adulting. Moving out of mom's house. That's adulting. But it's all gonna work out. That's adulting. I need a legal side hustle. That's adulting. 'Cause these bills got me in